Chema Sunde.
Ngoja. Unaharakisha. Ngoja kidogo. Niko na wimbo mwingine ningependa kuongezea juu.
Majina yako kamili?
Peter Monjiro Denken paka mnatenga matuwa pilo komi wangewe ni berbero gwe kitolo.
Mi basta come le glori ole marape.
Bwana.
In front of you is none other than Julius Nyambegera Moraka, ready to present to you a presentation.
Scratch my back, I scratch your back.
Inge ida. Pato kunisika hivyo tena.
Ngota tena.
The young generation awakens on Y254, the leading youth TV station in Kenya. We treat you to current affairs, entrepreneurship, health, and human interest conversations.
It's art, it's culture.
Movies, gossip and trends, sports, drama.
We bring you a vibe like no other, straight to your living room.
To keep you informed, inspired, entertained, and most of all, refreshed.
We are such a vibe.
Y254. Imagine.
Technology has become a crucial part of our society. Without technological advancements, so much of our everyday lives would be drastically different. As technology develops, it strives to fulfill the changing needs of society. This means that technology exists to help us achieve the things that we wouldn't be able to achieve without it. Take on Tech looks at the advantages and downside of technological innovation in a world that is becoming increasingly dependent on new digital technologies. Every Monday at 10:30 p.m.
Good afternoon. You are in time for the Lunchtime News. A very warm welcome to the broadcast. My name is Irene Mchuma Udem. On sign language interpretation, we have Anne Wangeshi. It is the 9th day in the month of September 2024. DNA testing for fire victims at Hillside and Russia Academy in the county of Nyeri has begun. And on our interactive segment this hour, we'll be talking Matters AI. Our socials at KBC Channel 1. Let's interact. A growing rift is simmering among the political class in the Mount Kenya region as a section of lawmakers led by the leader of the majority party in the National Assembly, Kimani Ichung'wah, accused the deputy president of pursuing personal interests over national unity. In a fiery address at a local church in Tigania West, Ichung'wah accused the DP of using his position for personal gains. Sentiments echoed by leaders accompanying Ichung'wah, who accused the deputy president of sowing seeds of discord in the mountain and the country at large, negating the goal of unifying the nation.
Watu wa Mlima Kenya hakuna kiongozi walifuata kumpigia William kura Ruto. William Ruto alitembea Mlima Kenya, akajuana na watu, akatengeneza urafiki. Usituambie ati watu wa Mount Kenya walipiga kura sababu ya mtu binafsi.
Sisi tutakaa kwa serikali. Sasa mimi nianza kusema sisi watu Meru nitakuwa na haribu. So tell His Excellency what I know. The language of dividing people, where they come from, is no longer acceptable in Meru.
Tuwezi teganisha Kenya, lazima tuishi pamoja na wale wengine. Na uzoee, tuko ndani sasa wote. Mujaruo ako ndani, Muruya ako ndani, Mijikenda ako ndani, Turukana ako ndani, Mudharaka ako ndani, Mukikuyu ako ndani. Zoea sasa, manake hiyo Kenya ambaye tunaendelea naye. Na going forward, hakuna mtu atakuja tena kugawanya Kenya.
As part of rehabilitating inmates, Maralal Prison has been undertaking classes to instill basic knowledge among inmates. The program mainly targets Samburu locals who missed a chance to go to school before being incarcerated. The prison now has a class of 20 students and 2 teachers. The prisoners are, however, forced to take their students in a nearby early childhood development education classroom due to lack of a class of their own. The studies take place in the afternoon, with the teachers citing language barrier as one of the main challenges. Sarafina Kitari, one of the teachers, has been forced to teach the inmates the Kiswahili language so as to break the language barrier.
Mimi hapa nimefungwa miaka 5. Nimesafi hiyo kifungo na naona nasaidika sasa kwa hii masomo. Juu sikuwa najua kuandika kusoma. Sasa nimejua kusoma, nimejua kuandika.
Nilikuja kama sijui hata kuweka simu credit, nikipatia mtu aniwekee, mtu anajiwekea kwa simu. Mtoto akikuja na homework, sijui kuandika homework. Kakuja hapa nikaanza kuandika mpaka nimejua. Hata sasa najua kuweka simu ama kupiga simu.
Mimi nafurahia hii masomo kwa sababu sasa wakati tutaya kutoka hapa itakuwa kuhesabu pesa yangu bila kuita mtu upige nisabie hii pesa, na pengine naweza kusoma ikiwa na simu, naweza kutumia mtu message.
It is quite a challenge as most of them they don't know English or Kiswahili as they are from the rural areas, and sometimes you have to teach first Kiswahili ndio uweze kuwafunza basic literacy.
Walimu ambao tuko nao ni walimu hasa wa kujitolea. Mmoja ni wa kujitolea kabisa, lakini huyo mwingine pia ni wa kujitolea, lakini aliweza kuletwa hapa kama intern. Ni mwanafunzi wa chuo kikuu, kwa hivyo ni mwanafunzi wa ndani. Mwaka kesho mapema Januari hivi atakuwa anaondoka.
We cross over to the county of Nyeri, where DNA testing for fire victims at Hillside and the Russia Academy has begun. My colleague John Jacob Curia is on that beat. Curia, good afternoon. All right, so we'll be linking up with the Curia later on in this bulletin. But for now, other news making headlines this afternoon. A section of Muslim leaders have lauded the government for issuing directives to donate land to have mosques and churches set up across all correctional facilities in the country. Led by Sheikh Juma, the Muslim leaders noted offering religious service and education in the prison settings can address the spiritual needs of inmates, promoting a more positive environment for rehabilitation. On his part, the Deputy Commissioner General of Prisons, Nicholas Maswai, said that the inclusion of religious institutions within the service is a cornerstone of the reform agenda.
serikali yetu kutupatia hii fursa na mkubwa wetu wa prison ambao wametupatia fursa ya kutupatia ardhi ya kujenga msikiti na mahali ya da'wa. Sisi tulianzisha prison ilipoanza kujenga, sasa polisi pia wamesema hata sasa wenyewe pia wanataka. Mombasa alhamdulillah sasa tuko na msikiti 26.
Hii ni heshima kubwa kwetu, ni heshima kubwa kwa serikali yetu ambayo imetutambua kwa jambo hilo. Mungu atubariki. Tunawaambia donors, wekeni viatu haraka, kwa sababu ikiwa nafasi imetoka, huu ndio wakati wetu wa kufanya la maana kuliko yale mengine mengi ambayo tumefanya.
Mojawapo ya msingi katika ya urekebishaji wa tabia ni mafunzo ya kidini, na tunatilia maanani sana.
A section of residents in Laikipia North took to the streets to protest delays in the construction of Naibor-Doldo Road, a project that was commissioned in 2021. The community voicing their frustrations after the government allegedly allocated 600 million shillings for the tarmacking of the 43-kilometer road stretch. According to the area residents, public service vehicles fares are higher and patients are struggling to reach medical facilities due to the poor state of the road. They want the contractor assigned to the project to commence its construction or withdraw from the project altogether.
Wakati ya maandamano ya Gen Z, Laikipia North haikugusa maandamano. Tulimuheshimu Mheshimiwa Rais. Sasa tunauliza Mheshimiwa Rais, kama tulikupea heshima siku hiyo, si utuangalilie mambo ya barabara.
Na tunataka kusema ya kwamba tunataka haki yetu ya hii barabara. Tunataka wamama wetu wanajifungulia barabara na watoto wanakufia kwa barabara.
Laikipia North ndio sub county peke yake haina hata 1 inch of tarmac. Kutoka independence hii Kenya yote hakuna sub county nyingine yenye haina tarmac.
Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua says he is disappointed with the leaders from the ASOL areas who failed to honor his invitation for a high-level meeting of the Northeastern Development Forum held at his current residence Monday morning. The DP said the leaders were expected to contribute to discussions on the ongoing 15 projects funded by the World Bank within their regions and how the locals are benefiting. The leaders from Isiolo and Turkana counties who attended the meeting raised issues of compensation for those displaced by the projects who have been waiting since 2019.
And when we talk about these projects with the county government, you see the challenges we are getting. Maybe it can give you, okay, there's a road here, there's a borehole to be done in such and such area, but a lot of areas will be left out. And you told us this map here, marked in yellow, covers the entire, we can say the half of the country, or more than half of the country. And we are here saying, you are meeting with the governors. There are only 10 people. Where are the members of parliament? Where are the women rights? Where are the MCS? They are leaders.
But where are your colleagues from the rest of the 10 counties? Where are they? Then they will start saying they are not involved. Invitations were made to everybody. They should have been here. So that when the issues that concern their people are being discussed, they are part and parcel. Because it's good, those of you who have come, because now the Isiolo County MP has raised very pertinent issues. If she was not here, they have been able to raise that issue. So these invitations were made to all the members of parliament across the counties. And we see the representation is just a few counties. So when you see them, ask them, when issues to do with their people are being discussed, these are very serious issues. These are very serious funding by the World Bank. These are projects that will impact lives, that will change livelihoods. There are challenges on the ground. They should have been here to take this meeting through and ask for answers. It makes the project lack support from the beneficiaries, because support of a project by the people it benefits is a critical component in project implementation. But if the people are feeling so bad about the whole project, because 5 years is a long time, so I think we need to fast track this exercise of evaluation and the process of compensation, so that we can get the people of the area supporting the project.
All right, let's have a look on tourism matters. Lake Baringo, a stunning freshwater lake, captivates tourists with its surrounding landscapes adding on to its rich biodiversity known for its fresh waters and picturesque surroundings. Lake Baringo is a true gem that offers a unique blend of natural beauty, cultural experiences and adventure, as highlighted in this week's episode of Magical Scenes. As you approach Lake Baringo, the first thing likely to strike you is its waters, framed in lush green hills and rugged cliffs. The tranquil ambience invites visitors to pause and soak in the beauty of the scenery, making it a perfect escape from the hustle and bustle of life elsewhere. The lake's calm surface reflects the changing colors of the sky, creating a mesmerizing spectacle at sunrise and sunset that leaves onlookers in awe. Lake Baringo is also known as a sanctuary for diverse wildlife. Birdwatchers flock around lake area to observe over 400 species of birds, including the African fish eagle, vibrant kingfishers, and elegant herons. The lake is home to hippos and crocodiles, and its shores are often adorned with playful monkeys and other wildlife, adding to the enchanting atmosphere. For adventure seekers, kayaking and canoeing activities would provide an intimate way to explore the lake's hidden caves and islands, while fishing enthusiasts can cast their lines in search of tilapia and catfish. The nearby Olkokwe Island, known for its stunning landscapes and rich flora, is a popular spot for hiking and picnicking, allowing visitors to immerse themselves in the beauty of nature.
It's an amazing experience, you know, and we saw a lot of animals. They are really cute. We feed the monkey. It's a very interesting experience.
We want to encourage our clients to ensure that you plant a tree, a fruit, or any other environmental causing positive effect as you visit the hotel. We have a tree nursery within the hotel where we have fruits and trees. And these ones we sell some so that we can sustain the nursery, but at the same time we also encourage the clients to plant themselves so that they can always remember.
A day after interdenominational prayers for the fire victims at Hillside in the Russia Academy today, DNA testing is underway for the fire victims, and my colleague John Jacob Curia is on standby for that bit. Curia, good afternoon.
Thank you very much, Irene Mchuma Odim from Nairobi. It is the fourth afternoon of uncertainty that began on Friday. And that is after the fire incident that broke on Thursday night. And there appears to be no respite just yet for parents who cannot confirm whether their children are alive or dead. Now, we understand by now that the process of DNA testing as well as the post-mortem is going to be split into two. So much so that what is happening this afternoon and what you can see behind me, the Narumoro Level 4 Hospital mortuary, what is going to be, or what is happening there since morning is actually the process of DNA testing. After which, once parents are able to, and let me take you back a bit. The process that is happening today is DNA testing, and it's done this way. First of all, the children who sustained or rather died from the burns, but they are still identifiable. That means their parents can be able to identify them here today. And that means then the post-mortem exercise for children who can be identified is going to begin tomorrow. But what is happening here today is the DNA testing, particularly for children who were burned beyond recognition, so much so that their parents, the DNA samples have been to be taken and so that it is matched with their parents. And what they're doing today is either picking the hair follicles of a parent or blood test of a parent, and that will be used to measure up that DNA with this child. This is the first day of the national mourning as declared by President William Ruto, and the process of DNA testing began this morning from early morning. And there was quite a surge in terms of the numbers that were coming here, but we understood later that these were parents really or guardians who were being brought here by their relatives. So there's also a huge number of relatives who have come here, obviously interested in, number one, encouraging their peers or encouraging their relatives, but also to get to the bottom of really what transpired and what is the state of the children. Remember, there's still a number where parents don't know whether their child escaped alive or the child is dead. And the process that is here is supposed to eliminate that level of uncertainty that has gripped many families for the last 4 days in Kieni West, particularly if you're a parent in Endarasha. That is the Hills Academy, Endarasha. But much of what you're hearing is from here you can hear screams of parents really who are trying to come to terms with what is happening inside that mortuary. And that means then the shrieks you're hearing or the screams that you're hearing are of a parent probably who's been able to identify their child. We are yet to talk to any one of them because on entry they're being kept by the DCI Homicide Department inside the tents that are in the mortuary, and they're counsellors from the Kenya Red Cross as well as the Department of Social, that is Children Protection under the Ministry of Labour, all of them here really to encourage parents and to counsel them, obviously, to deal with this loss. But you can hear the amount of anguish that is inside that area, that is the mortuary, where the DNA testing is being taken. Like I said, there are 2 ways of doing that, and the most accurate one is using the hair follicles, which is much of what they're relying on, and then the blood samples that are being taken, and all of it to establish the identity of a child. Like I said, this exercise is being split into 2. One, the DNA sampling that is being taken today, and then tomorrow it will be the post-mortem for children that can be identified. But all parents are here, including those ones that can be able to identify their children, so that once they do the identification, then the post-mortem exercise will begin tomorrow. But those that cannot be identified, for reasons that DNA testing has to be done, that means the post-mortem cannot begin until these children have been linked with their parents or their relatives, and that is what is ongoing here. Later we expect a briefing from the government pathologist, that is Johansen Oduor, on how this process is going to move forward, particularly for the DNA testing that is happening today. How long will it take, for example, before children, or rather before the parents can be told that this child matches you, and then the process of, laying their child and resting this matter begins from there. And therefore, today is the first phase of that exercise. Tomorrow is the second phase, and that involves the children that can only be identified. That means they can be identified, or there are several features in their bodies that can be able to identify that this is my child. Those are the only ones that are going to have postmortem tomorrow. But then the ones that cannot be identified and DNA testing has to be done, it means then the postmortem can only begin once a body has been matched to the respective parents. And it's really quite a sad afternoon here, and like I said, a fourth sad afternoon. That means it's perpetuation of uncertainty, and our hearts really go out to these parents. Let me take back you to Irene Mchuma. We'll be coming on this other end in our subsequent bulletins as we continue to inform you of what continues to transpire in Kieni West. We are in Narumoru, particularly where this exercise is happening in Narumoru in Kieni, Nyeri County. Back to you, Mchuma.
Thank you, Curia. John Jacob Curia on the Endarasha fire updates. We'll be linking up with him in our subsequent bulletins. Be sure to keep it KBC Channel 1. Now, from Nyeri to Marsabit in our weekly segment, My Culture, in a bid to preserve language, culture threatened by assimilation, the Randil community in Marsabit County held a 3-day food and cultural festival. Our reporter Jackie Wambiru brings you the highlights of the event that took place at Log Logo.
In the heart of Marsabit County at Log Logo, a first of its kind festival unfolded, a celebration of life, history and heritage. For the first time, the Randil community, numbering just over 100,000 according to the 2019 census, came together in a grand festival of culture, food and tradition. From traditional dances to camel processions, the event was a spectacular display of a community holding onto the fragments of its identity. The celebrations, organized by the Pastoralist People's Initiative, sought to counter what is feared to be the erosion of the Randil language and traditions, which are increasingly being overshadowed by the influence of the neighboring Samburu community. The younger generation in particular is adopting modern lifestyles, often at the cost of their cultural roots. As a remedy, this event provided them with a unique opportunity to rediscover their heritage. Camel, often referred to as the lifeline of the Randil people, held a prominent place throughout the event. Its symbolism is deep-rooted, representing not only survival but a connection to their ancestors. The pastoralist community has long relied on the camel for sustenance, and here it takes center stage not only as a source of pride but as a key to their survival in the arid landscapes they inhabit.
Ngamia ni kama gari yetu, ni mnyama yetu ambaye inaweza kuenda kwa mahali kama hii, inaenda hata Marsabit na inaletea watoto maji.
Food, another essential element of the celebrations, was also a window into the unique culinary traditions of the Randil. Through dishes like roasted camel meat and fermented camel milk, the event became a sensory journey into the life of its pastoralist community.
Tulitaka ya kwamba tamaduni na desturi za Randil na chakula pia za kitamaduni tuweze kuhifadhi, tuweze kukumbusha watu desturi yetu.
And culture is very important because it gives the identity of a people. And therefore we are happy that we could join this initiative as Paran and as small communities within the country.
A key highlight was the establishment of a learning center announced at the event's conclusion. This center aims to serve as a cultural hub where children and youth can learn their language, history and traditions, skills at risk of being forgotten in an ever-modernizing world.
Hatukuwa tunatumia vikombe vya sasa, masaani za sasa, hatukuwa tunatumia vibuyu kwa kuweka maji za plastiki. Tulikuwa tunajua vile ya kujenga na zile miti za kitambo. hizo ndo tunakuja kuweka kwa hizo nyumba, tuweze kujua kwamba kabla ya hizi plastic zikuje tulikuwa tunatumia nini.
The event will now become an annual affair with hopes that it will not only unite the Randil but also foster peace and understanding among neighboring communities with whom they have had long-standing conflicts.
Tunataka hiki kitu kila wakati tufanye ndio sisi watu wa Marsabit tukoe na usalama, kwa sababu kila wakati tunakuanga na rapcha kidogo ya fite ya kabila.
The hope for them is to thrive with strength, unity and a firm grip on their cultural heritage while embracing the opportunities of the future. Their resilience, despite challenges like climate change, modernization and the pressures of assimilation, stands as a testament to their enduring spirit, and through events like these, they are determined to not just survive, but thrive. As the sun sets on this inaugural celebration, there is a renewed sense of purpose among the Randil people. Jackie Wambiru, My Culture.
Thank you, Wambiru. Well, it is never enough when it comes to discussions on AI, artificial intelligence. Our guest is already with us on set. We'll be discussing more on the other side. Keep it KBC Channel 1. We're taking a breather.
Enjoy na GoTV. Beste yako wafuta. Tuna connect na ligi zote. Jishikie GoTV leo ujinice na the best futa live on Supersport. GoTV. Love it.
Technology has become a crucial part of our society. Without technological advancements, so much of our everyday lives would be drastically different. As technology develops, it strives to fulfill the changing needs of society. This means that technology exists to help us achieve the things that we wouldn't be able to achieve without it. Take on Tech looks at the advantages and downside of technological innovation in a world that is becoming increasingly dependent on new digital technologies. Every Monday at 10:30 p.m.
Thank you for keeping it KBC Channel 1 onto our interactive segment this hour. We are talking matters artificial intelligence. On set with us is William Kamore, Content Manager at LG. Welcome on set.
Thank you very much for having me.
William, we have had revolutions of AI. Where are we today?
You see, when it comes to AI, it usually evolves a lot during the years. And going from, I think the last time we were here, we were talking about smart homes. So now we're talking about more AI integration in the daily lives that we do, and also in how best it can be used in various sectors that we have, or helping each and every individuals, or in every sector, be it educational, healthcare, or on any.
How do you look at it when it comes to transforming the way we use the smart devices?
You see, most of these smart devices, you'll see they have already utilized AI. And in most things, you'll find that most customers would not know how AI affects them or how it works in their use. So you'll find that, for example, our smartphones, one of the things that smartphones have relied on is on AI, such that providing algorithms that make your interaction with your phone much more easier. That's where you find maybe one day you are looking or you are thinking about buying a refrigerator or a TV, and then you went online and then you just searched. And then during the course of the week, you wonder, with your interaction on your phone, you're getting more information in ads or getting more information about refrigerators or so. So that's one type of an AI, meaning that it's able to help you in your daily use and also reduce your time that you would use to have any other common things you might be doing.
What are these capabilities that you think is very key to a consumer? And also, as we discuss about that, the AI features that you think are becoming essentials in a day-to-day life?
Yes. So some of this you'll find that I would like to say when it comes to our everyday life, be it, let's say even for content creators, you'll find that when it comes, AI helps even in curating content for also other digital performance in the industry and also helping other sectors, even the government, during the utilizing of their resources or even going back to the public in terms of education.
Are we there yet where we get a huge influence from the youth in regards to the use of AI?
Yes, I would say we are there because you'd find that also the government was working on the national AI policy document that was, it started off in the last Q4 of last year, going on to this year, aiming to see how best it can be able to help the people come up with the AI-driven capabilities or even softwares. So you find that the government is supporting especially a lot in terms of improving the infrastructure and even going about data centers, how best to set up data centers here, and also other things like cloud computing, you should find most organizations are usually running on at this period.
From where you sit, do you think we are in the right trajectory, or we need to put more policies in ensuring that we go with the flow of the world?
Yes, I would say we're on the right track because with the help of how the government tables this AI policy, you find that there will be a lot of improvement when it comes to, let's say, for example, even collaboration with other multi-leading companies. So you'd find, like, for example, LG Electronics we've been here for a couple of years, and we already have products that are able to support such AI capabilities, from TVs to refrigerators to washing machines, and they are available here in the country, and they are working to aim or to give convenience to the user when they're using their products.
Well, still at that, William, you know, it's very interesting. We get children as young as you could tell. They're understanding the technology of today. Where do you see the children of that time, 5 years to come?
Generation Alpha.
Yes, I was avoiding that one.
Right. So you find that one thing we would like to see how best we can use the upcoming generation, because the way they take up information is not the same way we undertook information when we were growing up, because for them information is readily available. So how best to see this information we can use to the benefit of them, and by use of AI especially, it can be able to enhance this.
When people used to go to purchase stuff, even today when one gets into a shop, one will likely consider the durability. What are your views in regards to this?
For durability. So in terms of durability, one of the key buying factors for consumer is usually on durability, because you'd find also on the consumers we interact with most of the time is no one purchases a product for one-time use or even 1 year. So everyone has in mind for maybe the next 2, 5 years or even 10 years. So you'd find that durability being one of the key factors. We aim, or manufacturers aim, to have products that can be able to be durable, and that is by inputting core technologies, core components and core technologies into these products, ensuring that they can be able to serve you for a longer time. So, for example, like an LG refrigerator that has a compressor that gives you a durability or warranty for 10 years, it will give you a peace of mind for all those 10 years. And we even have cases that have gone even for 20 years.
You know, there have been much concern also when it comes to the emphasis on energy efficiency. But then what are some of the new technologies that we are getting in developing the extent of life of smart gadgets, to be precise?
So one way we One way we try and have this is by the use of energy efficient chipsets. So you find, so what these chipsets do is that for them to improve on your durability, they help the devices you have or the smart gadgets to improve on the performance, as well as being energy efficient and eco-friendly to the environment, because that's one of the key factors we also have to take care.
What do you say when it comes to evolving of AI in line with the smart gadgets?
Come again?
What do you say when it comes to the evolving of the role of AI in regards to the smart gadgets?
Yes. So one thing, when you find, especially when it comes to the integration of AI into these smart gadgets, you mean, so one thing we have to cater to be is how best is it improving to the end user, because the end user is the most important person when it comes to there. And then the second factor would be how is its impact in environmental, social, and also in governance, or what we call the ESG policy. So how best is it affecting all these policies? And then the third point will be how well is it being integrated into the everyday life, such that it's not something that the end user will have to go out of their way to be. So how best to integrate it into their personal use and personal life. Before my director tells me time is up, I would like you to touch on e-waste and sustainability. What is the future of this too in line with AI? Okay. So one thing you find that, because one of the factors of most people why they're afraid of AI is because if you talk about any new technology, so one misconception most people have is, one, there'll be security concerns. The second misconception will be these products we're talking about AI, they will be more expensive than what we have. So now it goes back to the drawing board, especially for manufacturers. And you find, like, for example, in LG Electronics, we aim to have recycled and reused components. So having these components that are recycled and reused, so one, you'll get to take care of or meet your ESG standards, which you've set. And then the second, it will make also the other devices coming up with the new features, adding new features for AI and the use of, let's say, recyclable material or reusing other components. It will, at the end, make also the devices or the smart gadgets much more affordable. But looking at it, William, I don't think we're doing enough when it comes to e-waste. And I think it's a good direction when it comes to using these recyclable features for future developments. What do you think needs to be done? We need, one of the things is mass education, because you'd find that everyone, even for most of the viewers who are watching here, someone would have a product and they don't know if they're not using it, or it has got damaged or broken. They don't know how best to dispose it. So one is being able to educate the masses on how best to throw their e-waste, or where they can be able to recollect. So you find that LG Electronics, we have our accredited service centers, where if you have a product, you don't know how best to dispose it, you can drop it there and it will be disposed in the right way. And as we walk out, what do you think will be the next big innovations in lines with technology? In lines of technology, I would love, or I would like to see much more involvement, especially in the major sectors that we have, that is like healthcare, agriculture, finance, and education, being that AI can be able to help all these sectors grow and make it much more productive to the end users and the customers. As I said earlier, it's never enough when it comes to discussions on AI. On set with us is William Komore, the LG Content Manager, giving us an insight on AI, artificial intelligence. Thank you to have you with us. Looking forward to more. Thank you. In other news, plans are underway to reduce value-added tax from the current 16% to 14% and slash corporate tax from the current 30% to 25% to encourage tax compliance and broaden the tax base. Speaking during the launch of the 2025-2026 budget-making process, National Treasury Cabinet Secretary John Mbadi said ministries, departments and agencies will be required to justify their entire budgets rather than relying on historical trends.
We are going to reduce VAT in the medium term from 16% to about 14%. We want to reduce other taxes, including corporation tax or corporate tax, from 30 to 25%, and even pay as you earn. This is the strategy. The thinking of the Treasury is not to increase the tax rate, is to reduce it. We must make sure that KRA is reformed to collect more. The reforms are already underway.
Kenya revenue to GDP ratio is 14%. South Africa is around 25%. Meaning if we collected revenue the same way South Africa is collecting, this financial year we will be collecting 4.5 trillion Kenya shillings as revenue in our country. And therefore it means we will not be borrowing a single shilling. We will actually be retiring debts previously borrowed. But what is it that makes us therefore not correct?
A phone tracking system will soon be rolled out, targeting Hustler Fund defaulters as the government intensifies efforts to recover lost funds. Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Development Principal Secretary Susan Mangeni says sensitizing defaulters on the need to repay the Hustler Fund loan will form part of strategies to recover unpaid 14 billion shillings held by defaulters.
The government has disbursed 56 billion shillings to 24 million Hustler Fund borrowers. Out of this, only 2 million borrowers have repaid their loans on time, with over 13 million borrowers defaulting on the payments. Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Development Principal Secretary says the government will track Hustler Fund defaulters via their mobile numbers and systems set up by private companies to recover the money.
The KYC that is built around there, and especially now when it's integrated with the mobile phone, we even get to know where you are because we can tell where you're borrowing from and also what you're doing.
Hustler Fund defaulters will also be sensitized.
We are reaching out to them. Some they just need that sensitization, knowing that repaying back your loan is also going to give you ability to access more loan in the market.
Financial institutions have been encouraged to tap into Hustler Fund records to gauge borrowers with good credit score when advancing credit.
So Hustler Fund provided a credit repair mechanism, and this credit repair mechanism, as a Kenya, you have now an opportunity. You can borrow, repair your credit, but also build up your credit rating.
Lenders, including SACCOs, should automate their services and increase investments in cybersecurity systems to protect members' savings.
Spent close to $5 million to build more resilience from a cybersecurity infrastructure, not the people that we have spent money on, but purely to build firewalls, to bring fraud management systems, to bring early detection systems.
Benson Duba reporting for Lunchtime News.
Women entrepreneurs have been encouraged to source for financial linkages to acquire capital for their startups. Grosha Machel Trust Country Manager Masi Gishangi says there is need for women entrepreneurs to form partnerships with key players in the small and medium enterprises value chain to access critical networks to access affordable capital and markets to grow their businesses. Glad you're watching the Lunchtime News. It is a hobby idea that started during the COVID-19 pandemic before it developed into a reliable income-generating side hustle. This week on The Young and Industrious, our focus is on Dr. Nicholas Kome, a 28-year-old medical doctor who has invested in giant rabbit breed farming. Ian Muse with the details.
At Moroga village in Imenti Central, Meru County, we meet Michelle Mutea, a younger sister to Dr. Nicholas Kome. She is undertaking her normal daily duties of tending to the rabbits when her brother is away. In the process, Dr. Nicholas arrives after finishing his shift at Isiolo County Hospital. He notes how COVID-19 came with challenges from job loss to salary cuts, not forgetting the daily curfews that affected incomes. Amidst the COVID pandemic in 2020, Dr. Koome joined an internship program where a mentor motivated him on the need to delve into rabbit farming as a hobby.
They were explaining the benefits of rabbits, how they can bring income.
The farm business, dubbed Nick's Rabbitry, focuses on giant rabbit breeds with unique breed names such as New Zealand Whites and California Whites. He explains the history behind the names.
Both rabbit breeds were introduced in California, that's in the USA. They were mainly bred for meat. They were bred with the purpose of getting a fast-growing rabbit that produces good quality meat and has very good meat to bone ratio. So the origin of the New Zealand White is still debatable up to now, but it's thought to have come about through the breeding of Flemish Giants. There was some Belgian Airs.
We are taken through the process from when they are conceived up until they are ready for sale or consumption.
Rabbits are one of the fastest reproducing animals. They have a gestation of about 28 to 32 days. So the kindlings are born without eyes, without fur. They take roughly three weeks. By the time they are 3 weeks is when you start seeing fur on their bodies. By the 4th week now, they are, and then they start now. So by around the 4th week is when you expect the kindlings to jump out of the nestling. So at around 4 weeks we remove the nestling. We allow the mom, the doe to mother for around 2 more weeks. So we wean at 6 weeks. Then after weaning from at 6 weeks, we let the doe rest for another 2 weeks and then rebreed at 2 months. So we start selling our kindlings mostly from 6 weeks, and the pricing now varies as the months go on, from 2 months to 3 months to 4 months.
While rabbit meat is the main product on demand in the market, the rabbit urine is also sold based on the quantity and farming season. So is the rest of rabbit waste, which is sold for use as manure.
The benefits of rabbit urine is it is very high in nitrogen, which comes in the form of urea. So for that reason, it is mostly used as a foliar feed, which you can apply directly at the root of the plant, or you can spray on the plants.
As the person mostly on the ground tending to the rabbits, Michelle notes a couple of challenges the project faces, from supply of rabbit pellets, transfer of the kidlings to their nestlings, and the mistake that amateur farmers make during feeding, forgetting that rabbits are non-ruminant.
I used to go fetch sukuma wiki, cabbages, thinking I'm treating them. When I come and find that the rabbits they are dead.
After hesitating for a while, she opens up on her preference for New Zealand Whites over California White breeds.
It's like the rabbit broiler. You know, by broiler, the chicken broiler, the way they grow fast.
Dr. Koome encourages the youth to venture into rabbit businesses while calling on the government to subsidize the price of feeds and provide more awareness to farmers.
If you look at the pricing of a 50 kg sack of rabbit pellets, goes for around 2,700. I think the cheapest and economical is from, I think, Hakika Feeds, who will give you 70 kgs at 3,100. If you can, please get into the business. It is not labor intensive and the maintenance cost is quite low.
From New Zealand Whites to California Whites, for Dr. Nicholas, rabbit farming is no longer just a hobby, but a source of livelihood. Reporting for Young and Industrious, I'm Ian Muse.
Thank you for keeping it KBC Channel 1. In sports, the reigning Kenya National Rally champion Jasmine Chana is the winner of the inaugural KMSC Sprint Rally, which was held at Stony Athi. Jasmine, who was navigated by his brother Ravi, won in his new car, a Ford Fiesta R5, which has only tested one event, the Nanyuki Rally, where he finished second overall. He was elated with its performance, where he beat the likes of Shadak Kakahan, navigated by Wangui Mungai, and Nikhil Sachania, navigated by Deep Patel, who finished second and third, respectively. Pan Hijikata scored a brace in both halves to ensure her team's 2-0 victory against Austria, which saw them advance to the last 16 of the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup, where they will face Nigeria. The Black Princesses of Ghana ended their campaign with a 3-1 win against New Zealand, but it was not enough to advance them to the knockout stages.